By the by, it's not just Spotify that is pissed at Apple after yesterday's event. Apple developers are frustrated as well because remember how Apple just up and announced that iOS 14, iPadOS 14, and watchOS 7 were suddenly going to be available today, much sooner than folks were expecting. Usually, especially with the new iOS versions, the releases tend to come alongside the new phones. Yeah, well, developers weren't expecting this either, and they're mad because they had basically 1 day's notice. This is from Mashable, quote, "Without advance warning like this, nothing is ready," a developer at High Caffeine Content, Steve Troughton-Smith, told me. "Developers aren't ready, the App Store isn't ready, and everybody is rushing to react instead of having the chance to simply finish their apps properly," end quote. Steve ran through the normal iOS release process with me. Apple usually gives third-party app developers a heads up about a week before the official public release of a new iOS. The company puts out a golden master copy of the new iOS and Xcode developer tool before the latest operating system is officially released to the public. This gives iPhone app developers the time they need to make sure the apps they've been building for the beta releases of the new iOS actually work on the final version. Sometimes there are critical bugs that are only revealed or could only be fixed at this point in the process. The extra time can also be used to add new features for any new devices announced at the Apple event. Apple's approval process for apps also takes some time, so developers have that week to make sure they submit in time to guarantee their work will be in the App Store for the iOS release. Gone are the hopes of being on the store by the time users install the new iOS 14 and are looking for new apps. Gone is the chance to get some last-minute fixes into your existing apps to make sure they don't stop working outright by the time users get to upgrade their OS, explained Steve, end quote. I saw a couple of tweets from prominent Apple developers. I found this one interesting and maybe indicative of the mood. This is Jimmy Bossy, quote, "Releasing the GM seed to developers the day before release is a clear signal that Apple sees no real value to developers. Conceptually, as an aggregate community, maybe, but not as individuals," end quote.